Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we have with us Richa, and she will tell us more about industrial training opportunity at Deutsche Bank. So let's start with a quick intro of yours and let us know about from where have you done your articleship and in which department.
Yeah, sure. So basically, I started my CA journey from Mangalore, where I was born and brought up. So I cleared my CPT. Then soon after CPT, I joined regular college to pursue BCom. And simultaneously, I was doing CA intermediate, cleared intermediate and graduated BCom in 2020. And soon after that, I started my articleship in CA Rajan D'Souza. It's a small size firm in Mangalore, where I got a different exposure in statutory audit, internal audit, as well as I find GST returns and ITR returns as well.
So why then you think to apply for industrial training? So what was the basic reason behind going for industrial training? Because we all know that, it requires a lot of efforts to go to office in the last year of articleship, and then, the needs are also little less from the regular articleship.
Yeah, that's true. I felt like, there is a need where, I get specialized training, maybe through industrial culture or maybe get into corporate culture, because finally ICA is providing you a gateway to get into industry. So why not use it? So I thought this is an opportunity I must use. So
How did you then apply for industrial training?
when before for industrial training, 18 months is eligibility, right? So before 3 months of 18 months, I started industrial training search. So I was active in LinkedIn, Naukri, everywhere. But about Deutsche Bank, I got it in LinkedIn. One of the LinkedIn posts, I got to know about the vacancies and I applied from there.
Have you applied for any other companies or you got selected there?
Yeah, I have applied for Goldman Sachs and Kotak Mahindra, HP, Avery Dennison. I had applied many ways and also I gave interviews there.
Okay, so can you share first the interview questions at Deutsche Bank and then the later interviews if you have given for industrial training?
Well, I think most of the interviews had a similar format. The first question was obviously tell me about yourself or walk me through your resume. That was the first question which they asked. And the second question which they were emphasizing was on articleship journey, like what we learned in an articleship and how do we add our value. They were prioritizing. Later also questions regarding our Excel skills were asked in most of the interviews, even in Deutsche Bank interview. And then specifically talking about the interview in Deutsche Bank, since it was a role in Treasury, they asked me questions regarding CRR, SNR, on these things.
So there were no technical questions based on, SFM or FR, I mean.
No, basic questions were asked, like valuation questions were asked. Even in other interviews, I think specifically regarding NDAs, regarding financial instruments, that was one of the important NDAs, which I think in most of the interviews they asked me. The basics regarding valuation techniques, cash flows, on these things were also asked.
So you mentioned that the role is treasury for your industrial training. So what kind of work do you get and what kind of day-to-day activities you handle? If you can give us a brief about, the top level highlight.
So about the treasury, here treasury is itself a banking bank. It is the heart of the bank, you can say. So here we have different functions like asset liability management, capital management, liquidity management. So basically the aim in treasury is to manage liquidity and also manage the capital. We are basically trying to keep the balance sheet of the bank healthy. So that's the main aim.
How many leaves you got in this role?
We usually get 90 days.
Is this including the leave for MCS or Advance ITT or how is it?
No, it's specifically for study leave. We don't get any extra leaves more than 90 days here.
Yeah. And what is the range of stipend one can get at?
45 to 50,000, yeah.
Did the company ask for any deferment of attempt?
No, they never asked for it. Yeah, sometimes when there is a lot of work and you cannot manage, you get a feeling whether to defer it or not. But in fact, the company usually tells us to give it in the first attempt only.
Do you have any idea about when will be the next hire, or do this bank hires on a vacancy basis, or they have a whole cycle to hire?
I think they have a cycle to hire. Yeah, but usually they will show it in LinkedIn, like whenever the vacancies are open. So I think being active in LinkedIn will help.
Yeah, so also, how many rounds of interview were there for this role?
There were 2 rounds.
Okay, both were like mix of the questions related to HR and the technical one, or was there any difference on that?
First one was mixture of HR and technical questions. Also, we had situational questions also, which were asked in the first round. In the second round, it was most of HR.
And in the last, I'll want you to give any tips or tricks for cracking the interview or for resume, anything you want to add.
So the first tip is whatever you have written in your resume, right? Be sure about it, because anything which you're not very confident, please don't write it, because questions will be asked from there only. So whatever you are writing in your resume, be sure, be confident about it, and make sure you have story for everything. Like for example, if you have written regarding any achievement you have, make sure you if somebody asks regarding that question, regarding that achievement, then you tell that very fluently, and you have a backup plan. Yeah,
The genuine story you should have.
exactly, the genuine story.
Yeah, so these were the only questions from my side, and if someone wants to ask anything, they can also add that in comments, and I'll make sure that they get their answer. And thank you, Richa, for coming here and helping the students to guide on if they get an opportunity to have industrial training at Deutsche Bank.
Yeah, thank you, Priya, for inviting me as well.
Yes, thank you.